Terrana. This is a world where magic comes alive, where people live alongside mystical creatures with magical powers. These creatures are known to all as Mystimon. Some fear these creatures, but others imprint them and call upon them to fight by their side. Mystimon are found all over this world, but this world is under siege by forces from beyond and within. Ghosts, demons, horrific eldritch terrors from beyond this world, and an evil cult worshipping unknowable and terrible beings. Now, an enigmatic group of investigators sets out to stop these incursions and defend the world from the terrors of the void, as they work to end the machinations of a madman in Mystimon Saga: Hidden Archives.
Whenever he finishes writing, I do think, if you allow, the letter, whatever he writes, is in Kairi's handwriting.
Okay.
And whatever, the exact patterns that they were just talking about in the letters that made her know it was Kairi.
Okay.
And he will just, once he finishes writing, this is what I was able to obtain.
Okay, so you show all of that to Aranel, to Rasha, to Rat. If Rat can get his head out of all of Stormire's papers for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And Rat, you point out the Dreamlands part and how that connects to the Dream Crystal. The Dream Crystal that is right now where? Where did you put the Dream Crystal after you found it?
In my pocket.
So you put it's actually a very large crystal. It's about foot long, about thereabouts, maybe a few feet long.
Then it's on my backpack.
Okay.
The best way I could describe it is he put it in his backpack. It's just sticking out of his backpack.
Okay. So you see that connection there. The Dreamlands, something about Zolgoth's plan had something to do with the Dreamlands. And you now have a dream crystal sticking out of your backpack that Stormire had in his safe. And now we're going to flash over to Mikoto, along with Soma and Crystal, as you're all waiting around in the waiting room, as Elsa has now gone off to handle an election campaign thing, you're not sure what, leaving you alone. And the ghost star known as Daphne has been hanging around in the open, hovering next to Koi, hovering a little next to Mikoto. And Crystal sees this as she walks in and sits down across from you, and says, Irene once told me about the Tribunal's last fight, when they traveled into the Sacred Nexus. She told me about how she helped connect Daphne with someone from her past life who helped her. She says, so you owe a lot to Kyrene, don't you, Daphne? The ghost star perks up and floats over to a newspaper sitting on a table nearby to you, Mikoto, and it starts rearranging the letters from the headline to form a single word, yes, and then rearranges them again, forming a few words. She is a good person. Crystal smiles. Yes, she is. She's almost like a second mother to me, she says as she laughs. Back when I was at the academy, she gave me a few mini chances. That's who she is. She's all about second chances, and third and fourth. And she laughs again. Then she looks at the ghost star. What if we had a way for you to get a second chance? What would you do with a second chance? The ghost star just floats there silently for a long moment before rearranging letters to form 3 words. I don't know. Crystal presses a little more. what kinds of goals and aspirations did you have in life as Daphne? The ghost star is again silent before answering. To see the world, and then again, to find love, get married. You want those things even now, don't you? Crystal says. She looks at Koi and Ira, who are watching this. That's why you like to hang around these two. That's why you like to hang around with the hidden archives. And seem to be growing fond of Makoto there. The ghost star quickly answers, but I don't deserve a second chance. Then again, I was evil. Crystal shakes her head. No, you weren't. Not really. That's how Kyrene and the Tribunal were able to help you, Daphne. There was a part of you still in there, locked deep inside Demios. You weren't really her, she was a separate part of you. But that wasn't you. The real you died the day she was born, and was buried deep inside of her. That you is here now, reincarnated as this form, and that is testament to that. You feel so much guilt for what she did, for all that she did, that you came back to make it right. But now Graven is back. What if we could give you a chance to fight him, to fight the rest of them if necessary, and right all of those wrongs? And then you can fulfill all of the dreams you had, and get a second chance to be who you really are. Not what Demios was, but as Daphne Norris, the real you. She says, she leans over to look at her. I'm trying to say that we have a way. There is a way. You can get a second chance. Only now, with Demios, the evil part, banished for good, leaving only the good part. The part of you that deserves a second chance, I believe. And the ghost star is silent for a long moment before it floats up and circles your head, Makoto, and floats in the direction of Kyrene's room. And you get the sense that Daphne is thinking about what Crystal said.
I think she's thinking about it.
That's all right. She should think it over. Think long and hard. It's a tough decision. A decision only she can make. Iris says, you really believe all of that? That she deserves a second chance? And Crystal nods. Everything that Demios did was terrible, yes. But as I said, that wasn't who Daphne really was. She was pushed there because she was bullied. Because it was never really accepted for who she really was. All for being mute, and that wasn't fair to her. She didn't ask to be mute, she was born that way. But those kids bullied her anyway. She says she looks at Ira, and as long as she has people around her, like you, myself, like Koi, like Makoto here, every one of us, to accept her and give her the friendship and respect that she was denied back then, the companionship she was denied, I believe she can make the most of a second chance and become who she was meant to be all along. How old would she be if resurrected? Asks Koi. Crystal thinks about it. She would come back as she was before Demios. So I believe she would be around 13 or 14. So someone would have to be her ward or even adopt her, she says. You should, says Koi. Crystal looks at her in surprise. Me? Raising you and Ira was one thing. You were just about adults already. But you're saying I should take on a child? And Iris says, yeah, why not? You were there for us when we had no one. You gave us a home, and if I'm being honest, says Ira, she looks at Makoto and back to Koi. You taught me how to trust and rely on people again, and not try to do everything myself, she laughs. I know I wasn't always exactly easy to get along with. Crystal laughs. No, you weren't. You were downright impossible at times. Should have seen her when she was 13 or so. She was a rubble, says Luna as she walks in. Luna is this red-haired woman and is Ira's mother. Never listened to a thing her father or I ever said. If she listened to anyone, it was her father, at times. And Iris scoffs as she turns away. That's because you were never around. Luna ignores this and turns to Crystal. But I hear you might have help. You and that girl, Diana? She says with a smile. Crystal says, Koi, have you been spying on me again? Yep, says Koi as she gets up and Crystal it kisses Crystal atop her head. You look good together. Happy for you. So I would say that I May is probably with everyone trying to help with the ritual preparation, right?
Yeah. He doesn't know the freaks at Hidden Archives. He doesn't want to deal with them.
And as you're helping with the ritual preparation, and Diana is there too, her head suddenly starts hurting. as pain is shooting through her head like a lightning bolt. And she sits down, her fist clutching the chair and the table. In the same time, you also feel the pain surging through your head, Aimee. And then at the same time, everything goes black for both you and for her. And after a moment, you see and feel yourself being in something else's body, looking through the eyes of something else, as it chases after a man just outside of town, one of the competitors in the Mystimon hunt. And then it catches up with him, and in moments you see the life force drained from his body as his skin dries up, an expression of sheer terror frozen in that man's face, as it collapses to the ground face first, a dried up husk. Then in an instant you're back, looking around where you were previously. And you notice that Deanna had the same thing happen to her.
So, are we going to discuss what happened, or are we just going to pretend that never happened and then go on with our days?
I have no idea what that was. I was going to ask you the same thing. The only one who should have visions like that is Irene. Why am I getting them? Or are you getting them? She's shaking her head.
I'm just a scholar. I just research runes and all that stuff, and now here I am getting these weird visions. Oh, no.
Do you think it's whatever that thing was that came out of the blood tomb?
I hope not.
Am I connected to it somehow? Are you connected to it?
I don't know. I don't know how. I've only dabbled in rune research in the Eldritch, and
tears fall from her eyes. What does this mean? There's another body out there now?
Oh no.
Should we go and check?
As much as I prefer to stay here and have a nice relaxing night with a nice fine red wine cup, we should probably go out and check it out.
Yeah, I really don't want to, but I feel like we have to. I'm responsible for this. It's my thing. It's my fault this thing, whatever it is loose. Based on everything I can find in those notes. She says, she shakes her head and turns away, her voice cracking. Everything I have ever known about tombs like that is they were built to keep people out. They were constructed with traps and the like to keep out grave robbers. I'm starting to think that's not what the blood tomb is. I'm starting to think it was built to keep something in, rather, like a prison.
I see.
She turns to look at you. Along the outside of the blood tomb are all kinds of hieroglyphic runes. You like it. And she laughs. But every translation I come up with is nonsense. I think they're incantations, magical runes like yours, enchantments, designed to keep something inside. But there's one word constantly repeated, Haglavin. I have no idea what it means. It's not a word I've ever heard of.
Seth, can I do a crafting check as I may to see if that's something to do with the runes?
Go ahead.
No.
You are not sure. You've never heard this word before.
Forget story points.
That's a story point. Yeah, I'm story pointing that. Better.
A lot better. So, what languages does Aimee know?
Oh, he knows a lot. He has Almanan, Ancient Altaran, Ancient Quatrosian, Ancient Saursian, Elven, and Newteron.
Okay. So, you know that it's definitely not Ancient Almanan. You know that it's definitely not Ancient Altaran. And it's definitely not Ancient Quatrosian. And it's definitely not Ancient Saursian. It is not a word you have ever heard before.
Okay, that is interesting. I mean, he's going to think long and hard. He's going to, I don't think I've heard any. I like to think I'm quite adept in my rune studies, but that's a rune that I've escaped me. That's interesting.
As you get up and go with Deanna to search the forest just outside of town, you eventually find the dried up corpse. But when you do, Deanna gasps as she turns away. But Aimee make me a perception check. Aimee, on a nearby tree, you find the word Haglavin carved into the trunk of the tree.
And it seems that's the same word, Haglavin?
Haglavin.
Yeah, Haglavin. I see. It seems that this word is carved here as well.
Deanna looks over at it and looks it over. Now, word again. What do you think it means? It's no language I've ever heard of. I mean,
I am. Oh, sorry. Good.
in Old Tyronan, there are similar words. They're the basis for the words hag and heathen, but nothing like this. You know, as she looks over the word, Old Tyronan is itself a bit of a mystery, and we're not sure when it first came into use. We think it could have been sometime in the middle of the Second Age, but we're not entirely sure. I do know that when it came into use, it seemed to suddenly take root in all countries around the world at the same time, even disconnected ones. Maybe that's connected to all this? I don't know. All I know is I've checked every book in the library. I can't find a single reference to this word anywhere. That's why I started looking into the stuff about the Guardians. I was getting frustrated with this. She shakes her head and throws up her hands. I don't know how you guys do it. Investigating these mysteries, I legitimately, honestly don't. Not having any answers, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating, and I feel out of my depth out here, and that to me is disconcerting. It's an uncomfortable feeling.
I hate to break it to you, but I'm not part of the hidden archives. I just adventure with them because it seems like that's they are the closest to my field of research. I'm actually on here to try to broaden my knowledge on the Eldritch and the taboo and stuff like that. But as a researcher of Eldritch beings and ancient ones, I understand your annoyance of no answers. It's really is quite annoying.
I don't know. For as long as I can remember, I've had this drive, this need to find the answers to my questions, to have the answers. It's gratifying when I do find the answers. She turns to look at out over the city. But then, and when I don't, like lately, I don't know, I feel lost. Yes. And that for me is an uncomfortable feeling. I don't like feeling lost. I guess I need answers to my questions to know my direction, to know where I'm going. And if I don't, I feel lost. Like in a boat in the middle of the ocean without a compass, no direction. If that makes any sense whatsoever. As she turns back to you, then she turns solemn as she looks out at the woods. Do you think Crystal sees me? I mean, really sees me? And all of this is actually happening a few hours before that whole scene with Daphne, the ghost star, and everything.
Okay, interesting to know. Okay.
So this is happening around 11 or so p.m.
Okay.
And she says, do you think Crystal sees me? I mean, really sees me? Or do you think she's still angry with me?
And then to hazard a guess, if she doesn't see you, then she wouldn't have asked you to help with preparations for the ritual. So I think she sees you slightly.
Tears start to flood her eyes. I never wanted to leave. I just need her to know that. I wanted to write back, to call back, but I was afraid. And every single second I spent apart from her, I ached. My heart ached. I love her. She says, she turns to look at you. I've always loved her. And she turns away again. I've not admitted that to anyone, even myself in years. Crystal and I, we used to date a very long time ago, and I loved every second of it. I would not trade that for anything. She smiles and looking back at you. But I broke it off with her after my mother saw us together. My mother pressured me to break it off, but I never wanted to. And she's starting to cry. You have to believe me, I thought I was doing the right thing, but it broke me to do it. It destroyed me. I thought someday I would get over her, but that day she walked into my office at the academy asking me for my help with something for the tribunal. All those feelings came flooding right back. And my mother knew. She knew I never stopped loving Crystal. And she gave me a letter on her deathbed apologizing to me for everything. Telling me to tell Crystal. And that she only ever wanted me to be happy. For so many years, I have wanted to do just that, but I was afraid. I was afraid that she would never take me back or give me another chance. I made a mistake when I broke up with her. It was the greatest mistake of my entire life, aside from all this, you know. She laughs awkwardly. That's why I never called or wrote back. Though I wanted to. God said I want to. I was just afraid. But I want to tell her now. I want to be honest with her now. Even if she doesn't take me back. Even if she never gives me another chance. And you hear Crystal say, good. How about you start right now? As she steps out from behind a tree. You know, I was in the area looking for from the drone, actually. I haven't seen him, have you? and I couldn't help it over here. It looks at you, I may. Have you seen Flamethrower around?
Yeah, so when Crystal like pops out, I may just like he tries to like unsheath his bastard swords, like but he just gets caught. He was like, oh, it's you. He frightened me, but no, I have not seen the flame drone. No, I've not seen flame drone at all.
Deanna stands there in shock. How much did you hear? She asks, stunned. Enough. You were afraid to call back or write back. You of all people, afraid, says Crystal. Deanna, you're the strongest woman I know. You're also the smartest woman I know. But sometimes you can be incredibly dense, lost in your own world. And that's what I love about you. Just, what are you saying, Crystal? Says Deanna. That all you ever had to do was say something. All you ever had to do was tell me about your mother. I would have understood, Deanna, says Crystal as she approaches her. And I never stopped loving you, Crystal, says Deanna, tears falling from her eyes. I love you. I truly do. That never went away. And yet you let your mother get in the way of what you wanted. You let them send you away. You want to know what I want? What I want to say to you right now, Dee, says Crystal as she gets closer to her. I want you to do something that you want for a change. Stop listening to others and doing what others want you to do. Think about what you want. What I want is you, says Deanna. She comes right up to Crystal and kisses her. I want your impetuousness, your hot-headedness. I want all of you. And she kisses her some more. That's more like it, says Crystal with a smile as she kisses her back. Don't you ever let anyone tell you what to do again. Think about what you want, Dee. Because you and what you want, it matters. You matter. Any response from I May?
He's kind of like, he's just like there. He's just like, oh, that's okay.
Now you're the third wheel.
Yeah, he's like, I'm glad that's everything seems to have woken up. And he's just gonna like awkwardly like clap. He's like, oh. He's like,
Crystal says, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just. This is all so sudden. I just don't know what to say because I hardly know you two. You're basically strangers, so your stories are. It's just, yeah.
Crystal looks over at the body. So is that now the fourth one you found?
I believe so.
And why is it you keep finding these bodies?
Oh, you haven't. Oh, we've neglected to tell you about this, but me and your. He's gonna look Diane and just like. In just like I guess friend partner situationship whatever you guys are, we have shared visions about this creature and it's frightening a little bit, honestly.
Snowy wants everyone to know that she runs the show.
Well, of course, that wasn't ever a question, Snowy.
She just wants everyone to know that.
That's just keeping your spot warm. You take over whenever.
Okay, Snowy. Why don't you go over here? Anyways, so Crystal thinks about this for a second. You know, Stormire had shared visions with Kyrene. You think that's something similar?
Maybe.
So, and she looks over at the tree. What does that word mean?
I was hoping you might have an idea. Me and Diane.
Deanna.
No, Deanna. My bad. And me and Deanna, we tried to figure that out. I have no knowledge about that. Independently, you don't either. That's the worrying.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that word either. Well, I've got to head back over to the hospital. I guess I'll inform the Magi Guard of this body, and so they can come pick it up.
I have a question. Before we leave this area,
Yeah.
can I, as I may, like do a perception check to like do like a quick like a glance around just to see if like there's anything like disturbed, like grass or like
Absolutely,
branches that
sure.
have
Go ahead.
snapped off.
Go for it.
I want to see if there's at least a hint of like where this thing left.
There is absolutely no disturbances on the ground. There's no tracks. Only the tracks of this person, whoever they were.
Okay. What is like the person? What are they ancestry wise?
They are Fae. All you can make out is that they're Fae. Since their skin is completely dried and everything now, you can't tell from the color of skin or anything what heritage they were, but you can tell they're Fae.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm just imagining, like, essentially a person grape. I mean, person raisin, my bad. Not grape.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Can I investigate the body? Just a quick glance, or or do we have to go right away?
Go for it. Go for it.
I just want to see if there's any other things. I am not good at medicine, but you're gonna try. I have a +3 in medicine. Can I use perception? I'm just gonna like do a quick look around at the body.
Sure. 36. Yeah, you can't make out any sort of injuries or anything like that. You can't see any marks.
Oh, okay. So there's no bite marks. All this is just spiritual. Then that is scary, and that's just my theory. But yeah, after is done looking around, like he's like grabbing the body and he's like looking for like bite marks or like any like marks where something could like poke at the body and just absorb its essence. He's like, oh, okay, I think I've done a good enough job at investigating this area. It's quite worrying. This creature is quite the apex predator.
So, back at the hospital. And Makoto, where are you at the hospital?
I was in the waiting room before.
Yeah. In Kyrene's room, the ghost star is floating above Kyrene's bed, looking down at her. And memories from her time as Demios flashed through her mind. Memories she had blocked out. She remembers Kyrene along with a Cowan named Niven, and several others, including a Saurus she thought was named Marzawa, looking right at her, saying something to her. And then she remembers something else. Flashes of a man dressed in black robes, giving her orders. And all of a sudden, a Penza is standing upright, wearing a red jacket, goes running through the waiting room where you are with Kwai and Ira, saying, oh dear, I'm so late. I'm so very late. Oh dear. The Penza says as it bolts around the waiting room. It is like bouncing off the chairs. It bounces off your shoulder onto your other shoulder and then bounces off of you. And you can make me a society check, Makoto.
Not very high.
You know what? I'm going to give this one to you. I would say that as a shrine maiden, you've probably read a lot of books. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you know what this character is. This is a fairy tale character named Jack the Penza. And Ira looks confused. Daphne's work again? She asks as she says this, suddenly Storax, Stork Mystimon, start flying through the room, sending nurses screaming and running. And what do you do? There's Stork Mystimon in the hospital, flying around, dropping babies everywhere.
What?
And Jack the Penza is running around, saying, I'm late, I'm so very late.
Try to calm down the bird, Mystimon. Stop so they're not dropping babies on the floor.
You're not even trying to save the babies. That's really funny. It's like, Star, stop! Stop! Hold on. I was gonna say,
and Kwai gets up and starts running in the direction of Kyrene's room, saying, Daphne's in trouble! Daphne's in trouble! She says. What do you do, Makoto?
Are the storks calmed down? There's no babies on the floor.
They actually disappear as soon as they land on the floor.
Okay. I guess I run into the bedroom as well, or the exam room.
The flashes get darker and more disturbing as the ghost star struggles to block them out. She sees flashes of a large Mystimon with devil horns looking down at her. More flashes of the man in the black cloak. Then as Kwai and Ira and you run into the room, you run straight into a grassy plain. There's no hospital room here anymore. It's now a grassy plain with the sky all bright blue with clouds and the sun, and with palm trees scattered about, looking on as a lich with draping robes floats toward a man in a black cloak. As you see this, Squaw's eyes go wide, and she says, she says, the bad man, Zolgoth. Ira finishes for her. This is what you're going to do. You are going to meet with Sorn. He's a lovely chap, you'll be great friends. And you will present him with a deal. I have arranged for you to meet him in the Sacred Nexus. You will get there via a special route, here in these islands, in Peruma, I think. You must do this while Brazias has the woman's pets preoccupied in Atlantia. Otherwise, they will try to stop you, says the man in the black cloak. Ira whispers to Koi, so Daphne remembers Zolgoth as Demios? She says. So they had a secret plot going? Something the Tribunal didn't know about? And it involved Sorn? Makoto, aren't you investigating something to do with Sorn right now?
I think so, with the acquaintances I met.
They're your colleagues now. You agreed to join the
Yeah.
guys.
I haven't been given my badge yet.
No, but you still agreed. You still agreed.
Everything is connected. Everything is connected, and Zolgoth had this plan for years. The Ancient Ones will soon rise. Kyrene's pets have no idea. My niece has no idea. There was a whole other reason for Brazias' presence at Atlantia. Now, I must go to Olympus. I have someone must meet about some dream crystals. Go now, Demios, says the man in the black cloak as he turns and walks away. Iris steps away from the room as the scene dissipates. Tell Daphne thank you. I think she just gave us all a big clue. Makoto, let's go find the other detectives. It all makes sense now.
Okay.
Iris says to Koi, you stay here with her. I'll tell Elsa to meet up with you. As she starts running down the hall, and I assume you're following her. And you almost crash into Crystal, who is just coming back into the hospital. Crystal, she says, gasping for air. Go, Kawhi's in Kyrene's room now with Daphne. Daphne remembered something the detectives need to know about. It's all connected. Everything is connected. Zolgoth had this plan for years. Even the Tribunal missed it. They missed everything. There was something else in Atlantia Brazias was after, and I think he got it. I slowed the Undergrave down, Ira. What are you on about? And she looks to you. What is this about? Do you respond, Makoto?
I explained that Daphne showed us, or we were sucked into a vision or something, or Zorgoth was there, and Daphne showed us it. So we gotta find the rest of the detectives.
Ira says he's been 10 steps of everyone ahead of everyone for years. Even you, Crystal. He knew all along you were his niece. What are you seeing? Zolgoth was working with the Undead Kings. He was working with Demios. He sent Demios on a secret plot in the Sacred Nexus to meet with Sorn. And then he came to Olympus to meet someone about dream crystals. Like those Valendrome things? He's been behind everything. This must be what Kyrene meant. This is Zolgoth's endgame. I think he wants to merge the Dreamlands with the waking world to bring the Ancient Ones here. It's already started. How else could we have found a Zebon here in an alleyway? Mikado, you know that a Zebon is a Dream Mystimon. They should only be in the Dreamlands. And Crystal stops for a moment. She collapses against the wall, her eyes wide, staring off into space. He knew, at least before becoming this Mad Hatter. He knew. She looks up at you. Kyrene said a while ago that she believes that he has dissociative identity, and that he's had multiple identities over the years. She once knew him as Florius, back when she was your age, Ira. Then the Tribunal knew him as the Xenomancer, and now we know him as this Mad Hatter persona by his true name Zolgoth. What if this Xenomancer persona knew, but his current one didn't? Has Kyrene woken up yet? She knows more about the psychology stuff than anyone. What if we haven't even seen his true, real identity yet? What if these personas that we've all been seeing are really just created to protect the real him? Orbit. Nakano, back at the tavern, you'll find some diaries in my room. They're diaries written by a man named Henry Corbett.
Okay.
And Iris says, why? What are a bunch of diaries want to tell us? I think Henry Corbett didn't actually plant a seed of evil in him. What he really did was he shattered Zolgoth's mind. He broke him. If we can get to the real him, which I believe is locked deep inside his mind. Maybe we can get him to stop all of this. This Mad Hatter, this is not really him. Neither was the Xenomancer, nor the Florius persona before that. It's all connected to his Skulldoom. We need to know what Corbett actually did, says Crystal as she gets up. And Ira stops. As she starts to turn away, she stops and says, "Why would you want to? Don't you hate him for what he did to Magvor? Don't you want him dead for that?" Crystal ponders her question for a moment. Then, "I did, or I thought I did. But the more I think about it, and the more I learn about him, the less anger I feel toward him, and the more pity, rather, I feel for him," she says. She looks at you, and then to Ira. "Zolgoth once loved someone. Someone who loved him, who cared for him. A girl named Kairos, who gifted him his skeleton, who's now his Skulldoom. He would do anything for it. He loves his Skulldoom just as much as he loved this girl, Kairos. It was Corbett that did this to him, that made him into this. I don't know why. Maybe it was some sick science experiment. Hey, look, watch how we can break a man's mind into 1,000 pieces. But no, I'm not angry at him. I forgive him, and I want to save him." And so, Makoto, you and Ira start heading off in the direction of the tavern. Or do you want to respond to anything Crystal said?
Wasn't the tavern burnt down or just damaged from the fire?
No, we saved
Just
it.
damaged.
You got damaged.
Okay.
Yeah, we
just
saved
damaged.
it from burning down.
All right. I guess we're going to her room to get the diaries.
Yeah. Back at the tavern, upstairs, we zoom into Crystal's room, through the keyhole, into the corner where her egg is nestled in a bunch of blankets and pillows. And for just a moment, the egg glows a bright red as it shakes slightly, and then we fade to black. And we come back to Bastille, Coldra, Rat, Rasha, Aranel, and Willow, and Sarah, as you all meet back up, along with Vincalmo Stormire. And Vincalmo, he sighs as a tear falls from his eyes. Viara would hate what I've become. She would hate what I've become. It was the 24th of Ranu, 2739, the day my Viara died. She was so young, only 13, young for a fae. She always loved to play with these goblins in the woods. They were friends. One day they were out playing by a river when she fell in. She drowned that day. He says his tears well up in his eyes. Ever since I blamed the goblins, I swore that they should all be exterminated. But in my grief, I made a dire mistake. I ignored the truth right in front of me. Her friends, the goblins, they tried everything they could to save her. One of them ran into the city to get help, while the others tried to help her. The goblin who ran into the city, I ran into her at the tea shop just a couple of weeks ago. She tried to explain to me, but I just wouldn't hear it. Daisy, I think her name was. He says, I sent her to the Nightmare Realm, the same as I did to Lady Fiore. I am so sorry. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I can only hope they found each other and are helping each other.
Willow
Eva.
asked, what made you think that it was their fault?
I don't know. Some strange man left a note for me saying that they killed her.
Neat. By the way, Seth, so when Vincalmo said, like, "Oh yeah, I sent Daisy to the Nightmare Realm," Rat just like, is Vincalmo? Is he on his knees, or is he?
Yeah,
still
he is
standing up?
on his knees, pleading with you. He is completely distraught and completely remorseful.
Oh, okay. Rat just walks up to him. He pulls out his Goblin weapon. He just like flips it around. Like he does like a cool, like I wouldn't say cool, but essentially like he just looks at it and then he looks at him. Then he pulls out the picture that he stole from him. And he just like essentially like drops it down on his knee. He will say this, this prejudice of yours probably got a couple of my kin killed, or even worse.
I'm
By
so
your
sorry.
logic, I should do what you have done. He looks at his sword, his dog slicer, but he sheathes it. I'm not like you. I saved your life.
I understand that, and I'm so sorry.
Now look at that picture that I threw down at you. Remember that face? That
Every day of my life.
man, you gotta do right by her. Ain't that right?
There might be a way to reverse it, to bring them back. The Valendrums is like a recording crystal. It remembers the Mistia signatures of the people it was used on. I have no idea how many it remembers, however, theoretically it might be possible. The original experiment that left a woman in a coma at the professor years ago, after he had been exiled and everything, he figured out a way to reverse it. If you can find his notes, it might tell you how he did it. I don't know where the notes are. You might try the library. That's where I found all the research on these things to begin with, in the restricted section.
Alrighty then. I guess we got our next job.
I will help you try to reverse it. I want to make amends for everything I've done.
I think, and now I don't condone what you did,
Now,
but I think,
you say you want
I think after, she died, anyone would have, misplaced their grief onto the first thing they saw. That's what Willow says to them.
But you should know. He looks up at Rat and all of you. The people I was working with, they won't stop. They have dozens of Valendrons. I think they mean to send them out across the entire world. That journal has everything I know about them. They call themselves the Dreamers. A town in Almana, Rockshire. You might be able to find out more there.
Well, Willow suddenly remembers. Oh, this little guy on my head. He and his friend were looking for the Dark Ages. That's what Zolgoth was after.
I've never
if I remember
heard of that
correctly.
before. I've never heard of that before. Zolgoth, he is the one who presented me the offer. He promised that Soren would give me my daughter back if I did what he asked. He's the one who connected me to the Dreamers. My gods, what have I done?
Willow will look up at their head, and as much as they can, and they'll say, "Why?" They'll say, "Why were you looking for that?" I don't know, but what is it? A book?
The Black Ages? No, that's not a book.
What is it?
Nobody's actually really seen it.
Okay. Why were you looking for that?
Zolgoth was looking for it, but he wasn't. He just said that he has no idea what it is.
Okay. Oh, no. Wait, weren't they looking for an item?
I think what you mean is the puppet and the teddy bear?
Yeah,
they were looking for help with something that's going on in their home of Celestion.
Willow asked, and one of them said they were looking for like the Dark Ages.
Black Ages.
Black Ages, yeah.
And they weren't actually looking for it. They were looking for help with something going on in Celestion. And he has absolutely no idea about any of that.
Okay. Oh.
okay.
So Willow basically just accidentally brought these two bystanders into it.
Into a battle with that's funny. Hey, random stranger, want to go help me kill God? Oh. But yeah, okay. So, by the way, Vin Kalma is still on his knees, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then Brad's gonna essentially try to help him up. Now, the best thing that you can do to help us up is get on your feet, give us all the information that you can, and try your best to help us out in this investigation of ours. You're one of ours now, buddy. Gonna slap him on the back of the knee as hard as he can without hurting him.
That is completely fair. I'll do everything I can.
I had a question in regards to the letter you said you received.
Yes?
You have become familiar with the vernacular of Zolgoth. Thinking back to the letter, was it worded strangely?
Now that you mention it, yes.
There is your culprit.
What have I done?
He has been marionetting you this entire time.
So back at the hospital, Crystal comes into Kyrane's room, where she finds Koi sitting alone in a chair next to Kyrane's bed. Hovering next to Koi's head is the ghost star. She'll wake up soon, says Koi as Crystal comes in. Not going to ask how you know that. That's good, says Crystal. She nods to the ghost star. How is she? I heard something happened with her. Koi looks up at the ghost star. Daphne's fine. She remembered stuff, she says. And she made a decision. Crystal is stunned for a moment. Decision? About what? She asks. About your offer for a second chance, says Koi. Crystal's eyes go wide. Okay. What is it? She says, unsure of what to expect. She wanted to answer. Go ahead, Daphne, says Koi, and a moment later the room fades into a field of grass and flowers. And standing there in Ghost Star's place is a young girl, about 13 years old with raven black hair and pale white skin. This is Daphne, as she was before. The young girl smiles slightly as she starts signing some words with her hands. Crystal looks confused. I don't understand sign language. Apologies, Daphne, she says. Thank you for everything that you have given me. You've given me a home. You've given me a chance to see the life that I missed out on because of my terrible choices. And you did it all despite it all. So thank you, says Koi, translating for her. I had no idea you knew sign language, Koi. I learn something new about you every day. You made terrible choices, that is true, but what those kids did to you was equally cruel. You didn't deserve any of what was done to you. You were alone and lonely and you just wanted friends. But you were bullied instead just for being mute. And what they did to you was cruel. Daphne nods and smiles as she signs more words. Koi translates. Thank you for understanding that, and thank you for your words. But it does not excuse what I did in response. It's not about what is done to you. It's about how you respond. And I made a terrible choice and did terrible things in response. This is what I have learned in my time observing you and your detectives. This is also true, says Crystal, as she takes a few steps forward. Zolgoth, he murdered a friend of mine, a dear friend, my familiar, and my partner, Magvor. And in my anger, I made some terrible choices myself. And it nearly got Koi and Ira killed. But now I don't feel any anger for him. I feel pity for him. And I choose to offer him what he denied Magvor. A chance at a better life. I want to save him. I just need to know how to break through his personas to the real him deep inside. Daphne nods and signs more words. And Koi translates. I knew you would understand. But now, I have spent so long observing Koi and Ira and their blossoming love, and the blossoming love between you and your friend. And it reminds me of my dreams of finding love. I would always dream of a princess bride wedding. I always dreamed of seeing the world, which I have done alongside your detectives, this is true, but I never got to see it with my own eyes. So my decision is that I would like to accept your offer for a second chance. And I would like to remain by your side. Will you adopt me as your daughter? Crystal is taken aback. For a long time, I never even thought about having kids. But then I took in Koi and then Ira, and watching them both become these young women they've become, seeing them fall in love, it's been a wonder. I wonder how I, of all people, could have possibly had any part in that. She thinks about it for a moment. Yeah, sure, I will adopt you, of course. She laughs again. Deanna would probably have some words with me if I said anything else. And at that moment, Daphne smiles and runs up and embraces her in a hug. And she smiles as she hugs her back. I think that was the right choice, Crystal, says a familiar voice. And Koi and Crystal look to see Kyrene fully awake. I had my reservations about it all. I believe that spirits should pass on. But hearing everything just now and thinking it over, I have to say you were right, Crystal. And now with you as her guardian and as her mother, I believe she'll have the best chance at making the most of this second chance. Yeah, you may well be right. Good to see you up, Kyrene. I have some things to ask you. And then she looks down as she notices the grassy field is gone, and they're back in the hospital room, and yet Daphne is still here in this human form. Where's the ghost star? She can now take this form for a while. One of her illusionary powers. She'll have to go back to her Ghost Star form after a little while, though, says Koi. She only has enough energy for this form for about an hour or so. At least until you get her resurrected. We'll have to go to the Quartica Islands, says Crystal. She smiles at Daphne. I suppose I'll need to learn sign language. Koi won't always be around to translate. That's okay, I can teach you, says Koi. Won't that be a trip? What do you want to ask me, says Kyrene, sitting up in the bed. How are you feeling, first of all? That disease, whatever it was that Avalice did to you, it nearly killed you. It could still kill you. I don't know if we even should be talking right now. I feel perfectly fine. For now, for that question really burning your mind, is it really possible that the real Zolgoth is buried deep within him? Hey, no mind reading, that's not fair, says Crystal. Daphne is snickering. Kyrene laughs. I can't help it when you take so long getting to the point. When a person's mind splinters like his has, it may seem like they are beyond help, beyond saving, but it happens sometimes due to a traumatic event, usually. For him, it's possible that event was the death of his true love, her murder. His mind splintered into multiple different personas, and sometimes those personas splintered even further into more personas, and it all happened to protect him from the ugly truth that his true love is dead. But Henry Corbett forced it even further by making him believe he had killed her. The fact that he is not in fact responsible is beside the point. The point is those two things together shattered his mind into 1,000 pieces. It's possible, yes, that the real Zolgoth, the one who remembers and still loves Kyrus, is buried still deep within his mind, but by this point it is buried extremely deep. The only way to get to him would be with the help of a scion, and I'm afraid that's where I can no longer help you. But you're the best scion there is. If anyone can, it's you. Crystal, you've been telling me for a long time I should conserve my energy and use my power sparingly, for fear it could worsen my condition. You know why I can no longer help you. But you're not without hope. I sense a scion nearby who has not realized their true potential, and I have already sent word to the one you found in Southern Almana. She should be on her way here shortly. Zolgoth's endgame is at hand. He brought all 10 Dragon Lords to Olympus. He used dream crystals. He interceded his way into politics. Think about it, Crystal. He did all of this, but why would he choose Olympus to do it? And Crystal thinks about Kyrene's words for a moment. Then she backs away, and she looks down at Daphne. I need you to go back to your Ghost Star form, and go warn the hidden archives. She turns to Koi. With me. To the roof. Now. She starts running down the hall as Daphne transforms back into her Ghost Star form and bolts down the hallway in the opposite direction. Koi following closely behind Crystal. And when they make it to the roof, Koi asks, what's going on? He needed to choose Olympus for a very special reason. What he's doing wouldn't work anywhere else. It had to be Olympus. Because he's going to do what Morpheus tried and failed to do, says Crystal as she looks around frantically. She clicks on her comstone. Rune, prepare the defenses around the ranch now. An attack is coming. I repeat, an attack is coming. Why would he attack the ranch if he's focused here? The ranch is plan B. Zolgoth has always been 10 steps ahead of us, by making us think he didn't have a plan when he really did. He fooled everyone, and a man that smart is not going to not have a backup plan. I think he just recently learned how special the ranch is, she says as she spots it. And just as we're finishing preparing for the ritual, I was just coming here to get you, Koi, because they're ready to cast the ritual now. Call Gaius now. Koi does as she asks and summons Gaius, who arrives and perches on the edge of the roof. What will you do? She says as she gets on Gaius's back. I need to get reinforcements. Tell the hidden archives Krosan is coming. Zolgoth's endgame is at hand right now. Go, now. Gaius kicks off and starts flying off in the direction of the tavern. And Crystal rings up her comstone again. This time, it's answered by the Games Commissioner. Brenovan, the time I warned you about that I told you was coming, it's here. Krosan is on its way. The city is about to become ground zero for a whole new cataclysm. Braven is probably on his way too with his army, she says. Brenovan groans. Are you calling me to gloat then? To tell me how right you were? And how we should have listened to you? He says. Not today, but that'll be soon, trust me. For now, she turns around so that he could see the scene behind her as Flimdrone, Galaclone, Freslor, Waveform, Electron, Cyclone, Cyvars, and Holoclone are all flying in formation over the forest, waiting for Croson. I need you to put the call out to all the competitors in the championship games that we need their help in defending this city. Zolgoth wants a fight. Let's give him one. Now how's that for uniting the world? Renovan looks at her for a long moment. For once, Crystal Dawn, we're in full agreement. Let us join forces and defend Evergreen City and all of Olympus from all who would dare interrupt these games. He says, where will you go? I need to see Zolgoth alone. I need to see if I can stop all of this. She says she starts walking down the stairs. He looks worried. And if he's as dangerous as you say, isn't that a bit foolish? To meet with a madman alone? Maybe. I might be totally out of my mind, but I have to try. I believe there's still some shred of good inside of him, buried deep in his mind. Plus, this madman is my uncle. If it goes bad, the Hidden Archives will back me up. Hey, be sure to tell everyone. Croson is the enemy, and all of the Dragon Lords are here to help. Try to keep the fight in the forest away from the city as much as possible. Daphne, the Ghost Star, has met up with all of you, and Bikoto, you meet up with Kwoi as you now make it to the tavern. And Lorena and Soma have been here at the tavern, trying to get ready for the ritual. And all of you, Bastille, Cauldra, Rat, etc., where did you go?
We were talking to the guy to see if he had any info regarding how they could save the dream people.
Yeah.
So
And he said there might be information in the professor's notes at the library in the restricted section.
Yep.
You've got Pole within the city. Can you get us there?
Yeah, I can do that.
Then what time is it currently?
It is currently 2:55 a.m.
Unless you can get us in tonight, that might be a plan for tomorrow.
Hold on.
Unless you can wait breaking and entering.
He digs through his pockets and he pulls out a key.
I'll take that. Thank you very much. Yoink.
Well, he should probably come with us either way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just that, just in case our good pal over here gets cold feet and wants to run away to his big friend Zolgoth.
Considering Zolgoth tried to stab him, I doubt that it's going to happen.
Can't be a little too safe. That and plus, I have to be a bit of a jerk to this guy after all, after what he's done to me and my kin.
Fair enough.
Yep, fair enough. So, you're heading off to the library.
Yeah, I guess we are.
Heading to the library in the middle of the night.
I guess, well, actually, Willow's going to rest.
Come on, Willow. You don't need sleep. We need knowledge.
Willow
No, wait.
looks at you, and they're just thinking. Willow looks at you. They're just thinking. Yeah, you've tried getting hit by Zolgoth, and then you tell me that you don't need rest.
You are welcome to stay and get rest. You took quite a blow.
Well, this takes Iggy through this. Let's go get some rest, Iggy.
Oh, I was hoping that was sleep. Other than sleep, I need answers.
Yeah.
No.
You need answers. You need answers, just like Diana.
It's so funny how because I'm assuming there's no visual indicator because harm is all spiritual, so on the outside Willow looks fine, but on the inside, oh, there's goes my life energy.
It did cold damage, so Willow's got frostbite right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is very visual.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what, Willow? Now that I look at you, why do you have ice on your fur?
It's freezing. Oh, well, it was really cold. No one else was cold.
Why don't you bring a coat? Here, I think I got
bring my own coat. But
Willow,
think
you should lay down before your arm snaps off.
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
Or
Makoto can heal
have-
you.
Yeah, maybe.
Someone like Makoto or Soma look at you.
Or you can go where Kyrene is. She's at a hospital. So.
Or you can do what I do and drink away my pain and pretend it doesn't exist.
Oh, that's a good option. I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, it works really well. That's how I haven't lost my mind yet.
Are you sure about that?
I was going to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a severe alcoholic.
Why he needs all the therapy sessions.
Yeah, but that's about my fear, not about my alcoholism.
I think you might need help with that too.
Nah, I can quit whenever I want until the voices stop. And I stop seeing this yellow guy.
I'm still gonna keep an eye on you.
Do you know how crazy you sound?
No, I'm perfectly fine. I mean, what other goblins do you know that don't have voices in their heads?
Well,
I can count on about 2 hands.
I'll dismisses Iggy. You go rest for a while. Like, you go rest for a while, Iggy.
Okay, so Willow dismisses Iggy.
Yeah.
Does Willow want to go back to the tavern then?
Well, going back to the tavern. Yeah, the rest.
Willow's going back to the tavern. What
Back
is
to the
everyone else
tavern.
doing then?
To the
Gonna go to the
library.
library.
Everyone
I don't
else is
need
going to the
sleep. I need
library.
answers.
Everyone else is going to the library.
Are we dragging Makoto along, or does she need her sleeve?
Makoto went to the tavern to get Henry
diaries.
Corbett's diaries.
And possibly this egg that's probably hatching.
Who
There you go. This
knows?
is the perfect thing. This is what I imagine Willow has.
Okay.
Yeah, better get serious.
We get serious? No one told me.
Makoto, you make it to the tavern. You find Kawhi there. And so you head up the stairs to Crystal's room to look for Henry Corbett's diaries. When you get into her room, could you make me a perception check?
It says there's no active encounter. What does that mean?
You're looking at initiative. Look a little bit further up.
Oh, the next one.
Okay, 39. So you are looking around Crystal's room. You can see the egg nestled in the corner in some blankets and pillows, and it just looks like a normal light blue egg with red spots. Nothing seems to be happening with it, at least not right now. I have a cat who's trying to play with things, all kinds of things,
As they should.
but not my feet and my hands.
No, everything is theirs.
So you look around the room and you see that this room is a complete and total disaster. There are books everywhere. There's papers everywhere. Like, Crystal seems to be the most disorganized person you have ever met.
Still gonna take a while.
Yeah, it might take a while. A very long while. And so, Kawaii pokes her head and, would you like some help?
Sure, she's very messy, so it might take a while to find this diaries that she was mentioning.
Oh yeah, she's a very, very, very messy person. So that's why I summon flowers all the time to make her room look prettier.
Well, it doesn't help with the organization of all these papers scattered all over the floor.
Why not?
Because flowers would just grow on them or around them.
But it makes them prettier.
I guess. Let's start by trying to sort through these papers.
This is kawaii for you. And back with you guys, Basil, Cauldra, and everyone, a ghost star comes floating up to you and transforms into a young girl with raven black hair who is signing some words frantically. She's using sign language and signing these words frantically. Does anyone know sign language?
I don't know if this counts. So this is up to your interpretation, Seth.
Up to my interpretation. Graves' voice. You use your choice of spirit lore or haunt lore to make an impression or request things of incorporeal creatures.
Yeah, like I said, this is up to you. If I can use my lore to try to understand what she means.
In this
Like I said-
case, while I may have people emailing me and messaging me about this, please don't at me and please don't send me friend requests. It's very annoying. I'm going to let you go ahead with it.
Oh, okay. I was expecting. Okay. All right, then. I'm going to roll my lore, and hopefully it works. I'm going to be rolling my spirit lore. I'm
Story point.
sad.
Story point. You have a story point, yes. You can make out some of the words. And the words that you can make out is Zolgoth, Endgame, and you think something about a war.
Guys, I think Zolgoth has started a war, according to this ghost star over here.
Ghost Star, would you... not Cultra. Bastille. Ghost Star, would you like to possess me and write what you are trying to say?
You want to use automatic writing.
I mean, in this case, I'll just let it possess me. I
Okay.
can... Bastille's not as worried because he has stuff to get out of possession if needed.
Okay.
No. You're not going to feed... You're not going to feed Bastille more spirits. No, stop that. Stop that. No, stop. He's like jumping up and down, like trying to get Daphne not to like go inside Bastille. Like, no, stop it. That,
It is fine. I can easily remove the possession if needed.
it's not that. I was just worried that like, what if she goes inside of you and she can't leave? What if you just absorb her as well?
The spirits that have been with me since I woke up have been always around. I have never gained new ones.
I mean, well, I think that's just because you haven't. Okay, you know what? Let's see what happens.
In this
actually
case, I'm
curious.
going to let you use automatic writing.
Okay.
So, with automatic writing, she says through you that Zolgoth's endgame has started cataclysm, and the word cataclysm is repeated a few times, and there's a reason why it has to be here in Olympus. It's something about there's a reason why here, but Daphne doesn't seem to know what that reason is. Why it has to be here in Olympus. Why Zolgoth planned all of this to happen here.
Huh. Well, at least I was half right
Half right about what?
about my translation. But yeah, that is interesting now. So, should we continue on our trip to the library, or should we go to where we have to go? He's gonna look up to Bastille and Cauldra.
Bastille and
Perhaps.
Cauldra? Go ahead.
Perhaps most of us go while the fastest of us try and get whatever records are there and then reconvene.
Okay, the
sounds-
fastest of you would be
Bastille.
Bastille.
He can fly over with Umbra wings and carry our governor, man.
Okay.
I forgot you're one tall fella. Got a little-
I
A
was
little
thinking of another word, but yeah.
Well, and once Bastille gets there and gets what they need, Bastille is teleport, so if they really need to get back real fast, easily done.
Okay.
I will go. You guys return. Let
Okay.
us know if we should return faster, and I will teleport us.
Okay.
okay.
And Mikoto, as you are looking around Crystal's room with Kwoi's help, and Kwoi keeps holding things up and saying, "Is this it? Is this it? Is this it?" And you keep saying, "No, that's not it." She's helping in her own way. And finally, she holds up this big box of what looks like small books, and she says, "Is this it?" And you take a look at these small books, and you think that actually may be it. Mikoto?
Yep. So I look in the box and I take out a book and I start reading it to make sure that it's the diaries we're looking for.
Yeah, you think this is it. They're all actually labeled on the spine. The Diary of Henry Corbett. Volume, and they're all numbered.
Yeah, this is it, Koi.
Yay! And it conjures flowers all over the room. Now to make the room look prettier.
Where are we taking these back to the hospital, or?
I don't know.
And is it okay for that egg to be left alone?
It's fine.
Are you sure no one's gonna steal it?
It's fine. It'll hatch when it's ready.
Okay.
I think it'll be ready soon.
Well, then should we take it with us?
Nope.
No, it's just gonna hatch on its own right here, all by itself.
It will come to Crystal when she's ready.
Okay. Well, then let's take the box and go find everyone else.
Okay. And as you exit the room, you actually run into this shadowy creature, this shadowy cloaked creature with azure colored eyes. And Koi says, Darkwar, you're up. And Darkwar says, I sense something. I think there are holes in the city. Holes in the veil.
Not good.
Very not good. And we flash over to Rat and everyone who's on as you're on your way back to the tavern, and you suddenly start seeing Zebans and other creatures running through the city.
Hey, wait
Creatures that you can identify as being Dream and Nightmare Mystimon. You see these weasel creatures that you think are Chinas that come from the Nightmare Realm. You see more Zebans, and they're just running all over the place. What do you do?
Aim them.
I was gonna say, I have a stupid question. Can I try to like imprint a Sheena?
I'm so glad we had the exact same thought.
I'll say they're
You
rare.
want to imprint Chinas. You want to imprint Chinas.
They're rare.
This might
They're
be our
rare.
only chance to imprint some Dream and Nightmare Mystimon.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well, you're supposed to be casting a ritual to go to the Dreamlands.
Didn't Rat already imprint run?
I have a
something?
Zebon.
Yeah.
I have like the Sheena is like a weasel thing.
Zebon.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, we can deal with all that next time on Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives, to be continued. If you enjoyed today's show, how about you do us a favor and drop us a like and a comment, maybe consider subscribing. We would also love for you to join our community of both Pathfinder 2e lovers and Mystimon Saga fans on our Discord, and you can catch our next episode live in 2 weeks on Thursday, or catch us on our podcast whenever the heck I get that edited. Thank you, and we will see you next time as we continue with Zolgoth's Endgame.
Yippee!
Just remember, if you don't subscribe and you watch, Zolgoth will find you.
And then he will be your best friend forever.
This has been a production of Mystimon Saga Studios. Mystimon Saga is copyrighted 1995 to 2025 by Seth R. Mitchell and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike. The theme music used in this production is Shattered Glass by CJBeards. It is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. Ambience and other music used in this production was provided by Tabletop Audio and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Non-Derivatives. Pathfinder 2nd Edition role-playing game is written and distributed by Paizo. If you would like to learn more about Mystimon Saga, visit world.mystimonsaga.com.